New photos of 3I Atlas taken by the Perseverance rover have once again stirred up heated debate among astronomers about the true nature of this cosmic object. The main source of intrigue is the bright green glow, something highly unusual for a typical comet. Some researchers have even suggested that the glow could come from the engines of an alien spacecraft. However, most astronomers quickly dismissed that theory, explaining the glow as an atmospheric effect on Mars. They pointed out that in 2024, Perseverance had already recorded similar green flashes caused by coronal mass ejections from the Sun. Other scientists believe the glow could simply be a camera artifact, but renowned astrophysicist Avi Loeb completely disagrees with that explanation. He argues that it's crucial to take into account the object's chemical composition, which might point to an artificial origin and explain its unusual luminosity. Loeb pays particular attention to the fact that the object is emitting nickel, something that could indicate the presence of an industrial alloy.
We found in the gas around it, we found nickel without iron, very little iron, mostly nickel. And the only place where we have such a composition is nickel alloys that are produced industrially for aerospace applications. And there was a jet coming from this object, a glow that extended towards the sun during July and August. We don't see that around comets. This is an anti-tail. Usually we see dust and gas which are pushed away from the sun as a result of the solar radiation pressure or the solar wind.
Analyzing more recent data, Avi Loeb also points out that the object appears capable of changing its color, something completely inconsistent with any comet we've ever observed. These findings are difficult for other astronomers to explain, which once again raises questions about whether 3I Atlas poses any potential risk to our planet.
Yesterday, the first report about what it's doing closest to the sun came out. These are instruments that are capable of looking very close to the sun. And it was realized that, in fact, the object is brightening. It becomes very bright right now as it comes close to the sun, and it's turning blue. And the color blue is very surprising because if there is any dust shed off a natural nucleus of a comet, the dust would make it red. And usually the surface of the object is at least an order of magnitude cooler than the surface of the sun. But what the new data indicates is that the object is bluer than the sun. How is that possible? For that, you need to arrange a temperature somewhere on the object, which is higher than the temperature of the sun in order for it to be bluer than the sun. And the sun has a surface temperature of 5,800 degrees Kelvin above absolute zero. That's huge. That's 20 times the temperature on Earth right now. So the question is, what is going on? And I'm saying it could be a black swan event where we expect it most likely to be a natural object, but we have to attend to the possibility that it might not be natural just because the implications would be huge for humanity.
It's true that Avi Loeb is a highly respected astrophysicist, but the scientific community doesn't fully share his views. Jonathan McDowell, an astrophysicist from the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, stated that the data casting doubt on 3I Atlas's natural origin are simply a manipulation. Images from the Very Large Telescope, the Hubble, and the James Webb Space Telescope clearly show that 3I Atlas is a natural comet. That said, the comet does display several anomalies, from its speed to its chemical composition. All of this likely stems from its journey out of the distant depths of space. According to the latest data, 3I Atlas appears to have been ejected from its home system after a gravitational collision. There's even a theory that the comet could be a fragment of a dead star. That doesn't quite fit its shape, or the fact that it entered our solar system alone, since stellar debris usually travels in clusters, not solo. However, it's possible that there were originally several comet-like fragments drifting quietly through space, and when they passed near a massive gas giant, only the largest piece was flung away. That would explain the comet's incredible speed and its sharp trajectory. The planet acted like a cosmic tennis racket, launching 3I Atlas straight toward our solar system. There's also evidence that scientists have now fully reconstructed its path. Based on orbital observations, including data from Mars and ESA orbiters. The comet came from the constellation Lyra, roughly from the same region where astronomers once observed an ancient star known as the twin of our Sun. There's a working hypothesis that 3I Atlas was ejected from that very stellar neighborhood. If that's true, then 3I Atlas is a messenger from a star closely related to our Sun, one that lived an entirely different fate. Astronomers working with the European Southern Observatory have also published a paper addressing why 3I Atlas shows such a strong emission of nickel. According to them, it's indeed very unusual. Such compounds are rarely, if ever, found in nature. However, they too do not support Avi Loeb's hypothesis. In their view, there are several possible explanations for the presence of nickel in 3I Atlas. The simplest one is that it's simply an interstellar visitor. It could have formed in a completely different stellar environment, where temperature conditions, ice composition, ultraviolet radiation, and cosmic exposure were unlike those in our own solar neighborhood. In such conditions, exotic nickel-based compounds could have formed naturally. Another possibility, based on the reconstructed trajectory and the idea that the comet is a fragment of a dead star, is that its parent system experienced powerful events, explosions, collisions, or intense radiation that either stripped away some of its iron or altered its chemical bonds. This could have caused the iron to be displaced or hidden, allowing nickel to dominate on the surface instead. Of course, it's difficult to say with certainty which of these theories, if any, is true. No scientist today can give you a 99% definitive answer about 3I Atlas. For now, we can only rely on theories and the images captured by our telescopes. One thing, however, is clear. It's most likely just another natural comet that lost its way in the depths of space and accidentally wandered into our solar system. Yet, at the same time, we should be thrilled, because such rare interstellar visitors hardly ever cross our field of view, and when they do, they leave us with plenty to wonder about. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think 3I Atlas could be a potential threat to our planet? Or is this cosmic visitor simply another fascinating object for us Earthlings to observe? And don't forget to check out the previous video on this channel, where I talked about other interstellar travelers that have visited our solar system over the past decade. That video should be appearing on your screen right now.